All right. Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. This is Rudy, and Merry freaking Christmas to you. I hope everyone's having a Merry Christmas. And when I grew up, it was always Merry Christmas. I don't even think anybody said Happy Holidays. All the stores, when you checked out at the checkout line, the cashier would say Merry Christmas. Everybody said Merry Christmas. And this Happy Holidays thing is enough to make me want to puke. I mean, I'm just sick of hearing Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays this, happy. What happened to Merry Christmas? We used to always say Merry Christmas. People trying to get rid of the Christ, they don't even want to hear Christmas because it has the word Christ in it, I guess. And, also, as far as Ramadan, people don't go around saying, Happy Holidays instead of Ramadan. I got special messages of we need to be considerate during the month of Ramadan. For other, like Hanukkah or any other religious holidays, people don't try to, wash over the other religious holidays. It's only Christmas with the word Christ in it. You get this happy holiday. You think I'm being petty. I know you do. But I'm not being petty. There is a reason why people are pushing this happy holidays crap. And it's because, people don't want to say Merry Christmas anymore. Well, I'm sticking with Merry Christmas, to hell with happy holidays. But anyway, you can tell I'm in a Scrooge mood tonight. For some reason, I'm just not feeling it this year. But I did get a chance to go with my wife, and we visited some family, and that was very nice. We had a very nice day, and I hope you do too. I got a Christmas gift from the Texas Deacon today. This is my Hillbilly flashlight, and he made it for me. It's what we call a Hillbilly flashlight. You guys see that? And let me tell you guys a quick story of how I met the Texas Deacon. I love this flashlight, by the way. So I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it real quick. A few years ago, I did not have a close relationship with the Lord, but I knew, I remember, going to church a few times in my life, and I thought, well, I'll just go to church this one time, and I'll sit in the back pew, and I'll listen to the preacher preach, and as soon as he's done, I'll just skedaddle out of there. And so I listened to the preacher. He gave a pretty good sermon, and I enjoyed it. But I did sit on the back pew, and, I really ain't a social butterfly, right? So after the sermon was done, I kind of, tried to skedaddle out of there. Well, the Texas Deacon was at that service, and he caught me on the way out in the parking lot. And he introduced himself, and I introduced myself, and this was the first time I ever got a chance to meet him, right? And it wasn't long into the conversation at all. I mean, we had just exchanged just a few courtesies of, saying hello. And he said, "Did you bring your gun into church today?" And I'm like, this is my first time to visit church in a long time. I didn't know what was going on, right? And I thought, that's an interesting question. But, I replied back to the Texas Deacon. I said, "No, sir, I didn't bring my gun into church." And he said, "Well, you should. We need more guys with guns in the church." And I'm like, wow, that's my kind of guy right there. So I knew right then and there that the Texas Deacon and I would be good friends. And we have been ever since. And so the Texas Deacon is a good guy, and I like him quite a bit. And he gave me a Texas Hillbilly flashlight. So I appreciate that. And it works well, too. And it never have to change batteries. So, what else do I want to talk about today? I want to play you guys a clip from Ann Barnhart. And Ann Barnhart, bless her heart, has no discernment whatsoever on 9/11. She just doesn't have a clue. And, she thinks 9/11 truthers have no discernment. We are racist. I forget all the names she called us, but it doesn't really matter. But she does have her act together on the financial collapse, and she does have her act together on Islam, and she does have her act together on just being brave as hell. She is a very courageous woman. So I want to play you guys a clip with an interview from Peter Schiff right now, and I paid particularly close attention to Peter Schiff's reaction. But here we go, play that right now.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, your opinion, what should happen to John Corzine?
Do you really want to know? I think that if you steal $1 billion, that you have forfeited your life. I think that execution is on the table.
Well, all right. I wouldn't go that far, but he certainly should go to jail.
Not?
We'll see.
Why not? Why, if we don't have justice in this country, how do you expect this country to survive?
Yeah,
if that
I don't think
offense, what is?
I know, but I don't think stealing money should be a cow. I don't think we should take someone's life for stealing property. But I think they should go to jail for a long time. But let me ask you, your call for a strike What exactly does that entail? If people wanted to follow what you're saying, how would we have a strike? What would people do?
Close all of your securities accounts, bring all of your money home, and stop trading all markets, futures, stocks, everything. Man up, act like you've got a pair, and shut it down.
Well, that would put me out of business. I mean, if all my customers were to close down their
business anyway. When the markets collapse, you're going to go out of business anyway. When there's a civil war going on in this country, guess what? You're going to be out of business anyway. How about we nip this deal in the bud now with a nonviolent remedy instead of watching our entire civilization go down in flames?
Well,
how about we think more than 5 seconds in front of ourselves?
Well, what do you think would be? What do you think if everybody cashed out their securities accounts and converted it into U.S. dollars? What do you think would happen to the value of the U.S. dollar as the markets imploded?
What do you think is going to happen to the value of the U.S. dollar when Europe collapses and we start printing trillions of dollars at a time to bail out not just Europe, but then all of the banks that go under after?
Okay, you guys got a chance to hear that? You guys heard Peter Schiff say that he doesn't believe in the death penalty for Jon Corzine. Well, first of all, I do believe in the death penalty for Jon Corzine and all these bankers. Peter Schiff said, well, I'd lose all my customers, right? If you ain't smart enough to have got all your money out of the bank by now, and Gerald Celina is obviously falls in that category because he lost a lot of money, I'm told. You got to be you deserve what you get, man. Get all your money out of the bank. If you need to keep a little bit in there to pay your bills, well, that's fine. But get all of it out. I don't know what to get it out, right? You don't need to have any of your financial. I got no use for Happy Holidays, and I got no use for Peter Schiff. So those are two things that are hurting my good mood today on Christmas Day. But I want to show you guys another present I got. This is a PMP 58U. I got it on eBay for about 51 bucks. I'm ashamed to admit it is made in China, but nonetheless, I got it anyway. It has a USB key that you can plug in the back here, and I put MP3 files, which it's audio files, and they say you can hear this thing up to a mile. I have a hard time believing that, but maybe you can. I don't know. I hadn't tested it. It's very, very loud, so you might want to turn your volume down. But I put like 8 different clips, and see if you can't recognize who's talking as I go through these clips. I want to play you guys each one of them. And so I'm going to turn it on, and it's going to start playing, and I have to cover the end of it because it's so dang loud it hurts my ears. But it's a 50-watt megaphone is what it is. But here we go. And again, see if you can guess who's talking. All right, here we go.
Too hard. I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat.
Okay.
What I'm going to talk to you about today comes from my heart, from my experience in life, from playing this role as messenger, which I take very seriously.
Okay, extra credit if you can guess that one.
I now yield to the gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Pallone. No person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to be the office of President. Neither shall... The chair would remind persons in the gallery...
Okay, that was Teresa Cal interrupting the Constitution. That's great. Teresa Cal rocks. All right, let's see what we got coming up next. I don't even know.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people...
Okay, extra credit.
I thank God for running that down in this national billboard campaign. We want to wake America up. There's a problem if there's a snake in the White House.
I love that guy.
Okay, who's doing all this and why and what are we supposed to do about it? There are many people involved in the plans for the New World Order. We have the United Nations.
That's Ken Hovind.
There's nothing worse than having a pedophile look at you with a badge and a gun. I mean, you're just like, my God, you want to vomit. I mean, it is tyranny incarnate.
Okay, that's Alex Jones.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Okay, that's George.
I don't have to tell you things are bad.
All right. Okay, anyway, if you can think of some more clips, let me know, and I'll put more clips on there. But I, you know, when I go to protest or something, I'll try to play some of that, and maybe it'll work out good in the protest. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Ron Paul and the time I have left. And I know you guys love Ron Paul. I would like to like Ron Paul, but I can't do it. I know you guys. People want somebody they can rally behind. They want some sort of hope, but I don't put my hope in mankind. And I used to be Ron Paul's biggest fan. A lot of you I know just can't, you know, you love Ron Paul. And I understand why. I used to love him too. I want to play you guys a clip right now of Ron Paul talking about the birth certificate. So let me play that now.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Practically an irrelevant argument right now because he's the president and everybody assumes that and nobody's going to put him out of office. So I think I generally don't bring the subject up, don't have a whole lot to say about it, and I don't know all the answers, and I'm not even asking many questions regarding it.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Okay, you guys hear that? That's Ron Paul speaking about the birth certificate. He said that he doesn't even ask any questions about it. He considers it irrelevant, okay? I remember 30 years ago, Ron Paul being on the Morton Downey Jr. show talking about freedom and the Constitution. He puts himself up as the leader of the Constitution for all of America, right? He has a track record that's spotless. And yet, the biggest constitutional crisis this country has ever experienced, and he refuses to even ask questions about it, and you want to tell me he's the right person to lead America? I can't do it. I ain't going there. I will not support a man who refuses to speak out on the biggest constitutional crisis, Article 2, Section 1. We have an illegal alien, as you know, pretending to be president of the United States, and Ron Paul won't even ask a question. And you want to give him a pass. Terry Lakin went to jail for 6 months. Fitzpatrick went to jail, right? Darren Moran understood what's going on and withdrew himself from the military. You know, we are considered the lepers of society. The birthers are. It has affected people's relationships, affected people's jobs, affected people's livelihoods. And Ron Paul don't even want to ask any questions about it. He's considered supposed to be the constitutional leader for all of America. To hell with Ron Paul. I'm sorry. I know that I don't have anybody else that's any better. I agree. I don't got anybody else. I don't have I don't like Ron Paul, but I got this other person I like. I don't know who that other person is. There ain't nobody. But I ain't going to vote for Ron Paul. He don't have what it takes to take action. All he is just talk. He just talks for 30 freaking years. But when it comes time to talk on the important issues, like the birth certificate, he refuses to even ask a question. He refuses to even open the door. He considers it irrelevant. I'm telling you, man, Ron Paul ain't going to get my vote. If he wants to, if he changes his mind and he comes back to the table and says these people ain't crazy, you know, there's a possible issue here and I think it should be looked into further, or I'm open to the issue, I'll become his biggest fan again. I'll start passing out flyers. I'll pass out his books. I'll pass out his DVDs. But if he ain't going to do that, to hell with him. How much time is it? I'm already running out of time. I want to play you guys another clip of Ron Paul trashing 9/11 truthers. Okay, let's play that.
Many of your supporters call themselves 9/11 truthers. They believe that the U.S. government was in some way complicit with the 9/11 attacks or covered it up. Are you tonight prepared to either embrace that rhetoric or ask those supporters to abandon it or divorce themselves from your candidacy?
Well, I can't tell people what to do, but I've abandoned those viewpoints. I don't believe that, and that's all. That's the only thing that is important. And so I don't endorse anything they say, but I would like to take an opportunity to talk about the issue that we've been debating here for the last 20 minutes.
Sir, would you ask them to cease that rhetoric? Would you ask them to cease that rhetoric tonight on your behalf?
Well, it doesn't do me any good, so if they care about me, they should. But the only thing I have control over is what I believe and what I say. I can't tell them what to do, so I don't endorse what they say, and I don't believe that. So please, could I participate in the current debate?
Okay, you just saw Ron Paul take a crap all over the 9/11 truthers. I'm telling you, man, this guy is not somebody that I want to entrust for America. So to hell with Happy Holidays, to hell with Peter Schiff, to hell with Ron Paul, and to hell with John Corzine. So that's my message for Christmas. But other than that, have a Merry Christmas, and God bless every one of you. Take care.